At this point in the course, I think we all understand how important it is that we deliver effectively in the service business. But what's also important is that we deliver what we say we're going to deliver. What we say we're going to deliver is the promise that's made to the customer. So this is why in Module 7, Chapter 14, we're going to understand in more detail what is a service promise and how do we manage service promises. The failure to do so results in the provider gap. That's gap 4. External communications to customer versus service delivery. What this means in simple language is it's a gap between what we say we're going to do versus what we actually do and we deliver service. And when we don't do that, we fail to deliver upon a promise that was made to the customer. Here's some details associated with gap 4. Maybe we don't have integrated services, marketing, communications. Integrated means that it touches upon all aspects of the organization. And we don't consider the overall totality of the message. Maybe we do it in pieces, like we view each external communication as independent. Maybe we don't do what we should do with respect to managing customer expectations. If we're not clear about what we say we're going to deliver, a client may expect more, for example. You know that old saying, you should underpromise and overdeliver, but what you should never do is overpromise in advertising, in personal selling, through physical evidence cues. This is all too common, and it's a problem. When you overpromise, you're going to disappoint the customer. Inadequate horizontal communications. This is communications across the organization. Because remember, service delivery is a multiple functional construct, or multifunctional, or cross-functional construct. Inappropriate pricing. Remember that pricing is a way to send a message about the value of what it is that you're delivering. A high price could raise the customer expectation that there's going to be very high value. Okay, so let's look at the need for coordination in marketing, service communications challenges, and 5 categories of strategies to match service promises with delivery. Remember the triangle we discussed a couple of chapters ago. We have company, providers, and customers. Between providers and the company, you have internal marketing communications. It's just vertical and horizontal. Vertical is up and down the hierarchy in the company. Horizontal is across all functions. Then you have external marketing communications, which is your advertising, sales promotion. And you have personal selling, customer service center. This is anytime the marketing is interactive with the customer. Integrated service communications integrates all external and internal communication channels. This once again refers to alignment. Get everyone pointing in the same direction and saying the same types of things to customers. You're going to have to do a lot of coordination in order to do that. Okay, in services, you do this through advertising, sales presentations, service encounters with employees. Now, service encounters with employees is marketing communication, and this is the supreme difficulty of service delivery, that you sell it once, but then you sell it multiple times as you're delivering it, because the customer has to play a role, and if the customer doesn't want to be a customer anymore, they will not play that role. So you have to have ongoing selling of what you're doing and promoting what you're doing even as you're doing it. Here's 5 major approaches to overcome the service communications channels. Address the intangibility of service, manage service promises, be careful about what it is you're promising, manage expectations, educate the customer, and manage internal communications. And the goal is for synergy. The service delivery is greater than or equal to the promises. Here's some examples for addressing service intangibility. So it's really about educating, providing a lot of detailed information. For example, word of mouth, social media, use association, physical representation, documents. You're making things that are intangible more tangible. And here's some details in 14.1 exhibit service advertising strategies matched with properties of intangibility. Incorporeal existence, abstractness, generality. So each aspect of intangibility could be addressed by specific strategies. Here's an example. Traveler's insurance. Quick, name an insurance company. When you see the umbrella, you know we're talking about Travelers, and that symbol represents a promise that Travelers makes, and it really helps make a service that is intangible more tangible. Here's another example from the Sierra Club. This little bundle of joy is now a reservoir of mercury. So this is really selling an idea, but it's doing it in a very tangible way. Another way that's very common for most companies in making intangibility more tangible and at the same time making a promise and sending a message is to create a strong brand. The stronger the brand, the less difficult it is to make and continue to communicate what your service is and make those promises. Here's the branding model. You have company's presented brand, non-controllable external brand communications, customer experience with the company. All three of these combine to form brand meaning, brand awareness, and then brand equity. So you want your brand to stand out. This is why franchising has been so popular, because the brand helps communicate what it is that that company is going to deliver, perhaps more so than if you tried to do it yourself. So in the end, you have to make your promises realistic, maybe guarantee service so you will not disappoint, offer choices, create tier valued service offerings. Why would you do this? Because different prices set expectations of different types of services the customer may receive, or you may be prepared to deliver. And if you only have one tier, you may have a range of different expectations. So this allows you to map your deliverables with expectations. Prepare customers for the service process. Remember, the customer does play a role in the delivery of service. Confirm performance to standards and clarify expectations after the sale. And communication, remember up and down throughout the hierarchy of the company and across all functions of the company. Sell the brand inside the company, okay, and align the back office support with what it is you're delivering. Cross-functional teams is a common technique to get the communication flowing between functions. For closing the communications gap, keep in mind the word integrated. Integrated service marketing communication strategies around everything and everyone that sends a message or signal. This speaks to alignment. This speaks to help everyone understand the importance of what the company as a whole is saying or doing for the customer. Here's some famous brands that we all remember. It's funny, I love Geico commercials, but I wouldn't buy Geico because I worry that even though it's less expensive, or it purports to be, if something happened, would they pay claims, for example? But everyone knows Geico, Aflac, Hotels.com, Ronald McDonald. These icons send messages, and these messages are promises made to the customer. So we have seen a lot about designing service and then delivering. Now we really are looking at the advertising and marketing side of service, which is making service promises. So you have to be careful what promises you make, because ultimately you will only be successful if you can deliver according to those promises.